What's going on, guys? This is your channel TFD coming back with another video. And it looks like Project B is not done going after superstar WNBA player Caitlin Clark. Reports are flying that a $5 billion deal could be on the table. And if that's true, we've got to take this all the way to Indiana. Let's get it. So here's the thing. Caitlin Clark could actually be set to join the Saudi-funded league known as Project B. And yes, I'm going to keep calling it that because no matter how they try to spin it, we all know where the money's coming from. The co-founders can deny it, they can try to rebrand it, but let's keep it real. This league is backed by Saudi money through Sela. You don't suddenly start paying women athletes millions of dollars per player in a brand new league without that kind of funding. Now, if this report is true, that Project B is ready to throw billions into the pot to lure Caitlin Clark, then this could be a game changer. Think about it. We're not talking a few million here. We're talking life-changing, generational money. If they're willing to pay her $50 million or even $100 million per season, how do you say no to that? I don't care who you are. That's hard to turn down. And look, I'm not blaming anyone for chasing the bag. If Caitlin Clark decides to take that offer, I say stand on it. Be honest. Say, hey, I'm getting this money, and that's that. There's nothing wrong with being about your business. What people don't like is the hypocrisy. Talking about activism and fairness here, then turning around and signing up with a league that doesn't share those same values. Now, I'm not saying that's Caitlin Clark. She's been upfront and focused on basketball. But there are others in the mix, like Neko Gwake and other WNBA players who've reportedly already been contacted by Project B and might be quietly negotiating behind the scenes. This thing is getting serious, and the money involved is unlike anything we've ever seen in women's basketball. If Project B really offers Caitlin Clark even a fraction of that $5 billion figure, I honestly don't know how she could walk away. The WNBA can't compete with that kind of cash. This move could shake the entire basketball world, and it might just happen sooner than anyone thinks.
Here it says the WNBA's rival league just made a major funding announcement after reaching that massive $5 billion target, all while aiming to lure Caitlin Clark. And you already know what's coming next. People out there saying, oh, the league didn't blow up because of one player. It's all of us. We all did it. It's me too. No, let's be real. No, it's not.
This is some major information right here because it could completely change the direction of Caitlin Clark's entire basketball career. Now, Project B, a women's basketball league, has begun to sign players after raising investment from some of the world's biggest sports stars. They got that Saudi money, all right? Okay, y'all, it's about to get real. We're going to set the record straight and fix these articles once and for all.
Project B is getting ready to shake up women's basketball in 2026. The competition is a 5-on-5 women's basketball league that is set to debut in November 2026, and it has already begun signing some of the WNBA's best players. November 2026, that's when everything kicks off. By then, the playoffs are done, the WNBA season's wrapped, and here comes this new league stepping in. So basically, the women who join this thing will be playing basketball all year round. And honestly, I think that's amazing. But here's the thing. What if they decide to pull this same move with the NBA? Most likely, it would run during the NBA offseason, which means we'd have basketball literally 365 days a year. But nobody's really talking about this angle. Now think about it. If Project B operates during the NBA offseason, that overlaps directly with the WNBA regular season. So if Project B starts running at the same time, it could seriously hurt the WNBA's viewership and exposure.
Former WNBA MVP Nneka Ogwumike announced last week that she has signed with Project B. And this is all happening right in the middle of CBA negotiations, by the way, which is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. But look, she couldn't say no to $2 million, maybe even a bit more. Now, do you really think Caitlin Clark is going to turn down $50 to $100 million to play in a 5 or 6 team tournament? No way. And honestly, I don't blame her one bit. Now, while she is the only WNBA player who has announced her involvement publicly, it's reported that several other players from the league have also signed up. Now, my next big question is, why aren't other players coming forward and saying they've signed? That's kind of an issue to me, because if they're claiming to have multiple players on board, Why haven't any of them spoken up yet? I can't help but wonder, is it because doing so might mess with their current WNBA contracts? I don't know, but that's definitely some food for thought. Here, the WNBA calendar and the proposed competition dates of Project B do not overlap. The league is looking for 66 players to make 6 teams of 11 and is offering salaries that stump current WNBA contracts. Exactly. So when they say 66 players, they don't mean 66 WNBA players. It's going to be 66 players from all around the world. Pros from overseas leagues, EuroLeague stars, maybe even some names from other circuits out in Europe and beyond. But make no mistake, there's still going to be a solid number of WNBA players mixed in there too. Why are there only 6 teams? 6 teams. I mean, I don't know how accurate that is, but you think they'd want more than just 6. Like, what's the plan here? You're just going to have the same matchups every week? Like, seriously, what the hell?
Okay, while finances have not been confirmed, reports claim that players are being offered 7-figure contracts that begin at $2 million annually. So, that's the minimum we're talking about here. Listen, Unrivaled brought in some investment money, sure, but they're starting players off at $250,000 or something. Now this new league, $2 million minimum? That's insane. Come on, man, that doesn't even make sense. You're telling me they've got that kind of money just sitting around? That's how you know this thing's got Saudi funding written all over it. Because let's be real, they're not worried about attendance. They're not worried about ratings. They're not even worried about making their money back. When the Saudis do sports, it's not about profit. It's about flex. It's about making a statement. They'll throw billions just to say they can. That's why it's obvious this is a Saudi-backed leak, no matter how much they try to downplay or deny it. Now look here. How is Project B being funded? Earlier this year, the Financial Times reported that an upstart international baseball league, codenamed Project B, was being backed by Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund. The league had an investment target of $5 billion, a goal that makes sense when considering it wants to host events across Asia, Europe, and South America. Yeah, man. Furthermore, it will need lucrative contract offers to appeal to the WNBA's biggest stars, like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, the latter of which is perhaps the most prized asset in women's basketball, that being Caitlin Clark. It says, however, ex-Facebook executive and co-founder of the league, Grady Burnett, confirmed to reporters last week that there is no money coming from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This is lies.
We're building a global basketball league, so we want a global diversified cap table around us. Burnett told Front Office Sports. That doesn't include any dollars from Saudi Arabia. However, she did confirm that a Saudi Arabian company named Sela is involved in Project B. So that right there means you're contradicting yourself. If a Saudi company is involved, then guess what? The Saudis are involved. It's literally a Saudi Arabian company, bro. Here said, we have partnerships with a lot of companies around the world, Burnett added. Sela is one event partner that we pay money to. We do not have any dollars coming from them. It's a wholly owned subsidiary based in London that has done a ton of events globally, including the most recent big boxing events, the America's Cup, a bunch of other global sporting events.
So apparently one of the event partners is supposed to be paying money too. And they're saying, oh, we don't have any dollars coming from them. It's a company based in London, totally independent. Oh my God, now they're moving money around. Now y'all are shuffling funds trying to make it look like it's not Saudi backed, bro. I don't know, man. This whole thing is looking real spooky. Definitely spooky. This whole Project B situation. It's getting very interesting, to say the least. Listen, man, let's just keep it real for a second. You're getting Saudi funding with this whole Project B thing. And yes, Sela is absolutely a Saudi company. I don't care if they've got offices in London, Dubai, or wherever. That's Saudi money. Stop playing games. Everyone in the sports world knows what's really going on here. Sela has deep ties and massive financial backing. They can get you access to venues, facilities, and global partnerships at the snap of a finger. Things that no other organization could even dream of pulling off, they can make happen overnight. That's the level of power and money we're talking about. So let's not act confused about where the funding's coming from or who's really behind Project B. Now here's my question to y'all. If they come to Caitlin Clark with a massive bag, do you really think she turns it down? Be honest. Drop it in the comments right now. Let's say they offer her $50 million to play in a tournament-style league for just one season, traveling across a few countries for a few months, not even a full year. $50 million. You telling me she says no to that? Personally, I don't think she could. And honestly, I wouldn't even judge her for it. Come on now. That kind of money changes everything. This isn't a moral dilemma. It's generational wealth on the table. Now let's not get it twisted. Project B is gunning straight for the WNBA. They're not here to play small ball. They're building a global league that's going to run from November through April, which means they'll directly compete with Unrivaled and overlap with WNBA's offseason. And let's be honest, they're not worried about Unrivaled. Unrivaled is still trying to find its footing with that 3-on-3 format, so no one's really taking them seriously yet. But Project B, they're coming in with power, with money, and with influence, and they're clearly targeting the WNBA's top stars to dominate the market. So yeah, get down in the comments and let me know if Project B really puts $50 million in front of Caitlin Clark for a short tournament. Does she take it? Because I honestly think that kind of offer might be impossible to turn down.